Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Well, if you saw one of my last videos about my light, a really cool $20 1999 light that I got at Home Depot. I won't blind you with it, but it folds up. It has a high and low on it, and I just thought it was really cool. And so I've got it hanging up here, and it's kind of pointed away from me. But look, it takes care of a lot of shadows if I did it a little more that way. Anyway. So I wasn't even trying. I was thinking about using it out in the garage, and then I had it in here messing with it, looking at it, and I like it. So anyway, I really like that. Anyway, Home Depot, $20, what's it called? Handy Bright. I have it in my trash can here. Handy Bright. Anyway, I may go back and get a couple more because those will be like really good in the garage, or I don't know, just doing stuff outside. Anyway, you can make it into a little V where it stands up. And anyway, okay, enough wobbling. All right, well, this is a set. It's not new. It's new to me. Diamond Press Dragonflies. And if you watched one of my last videos, you know that I have a special connection with dragonflies. All right, so it always comes with a little cutting folder. All these will work in any die cutting machine. Set's called Dragonfly. It has some flowers. Has two sizes of dragonflies, and then the wings and a body. And then when a dragonfly appears, it's a visit from heaven, a visitor from heaven. Anyway, some other sentiments, some inspiration there. But anyway, so I was thinking about this, and I did hinge them. Go through and put my packing tape on them. Dragonflies, the wings, they're iridescent, they're kind of ethereal, they're elusive, I don't know. So I got my paints out. This is Pearlescent Colors. This is Fine Tech. And I thought, so this is what these look like. And I swatched them out. And then I also have these. These are by Gansai Tambi. These are opal colors. And these may be really cool if I can open them. Okay. Of course, they're watercolors. And these don't look like much, but you can kind of see the iridescent. See, like the pink. There's a blue, violet, green, gold, copper, and pink. Anyway, you can kind of see this little shimmer. Anyway, so I got these out, and I thought, these might be kind of cool. So I did a little swatching. This is on black watercolor paper. These are the Fine Tech. Yeah, Fine Tech. And believe it or not, these are these Gansai Tambi. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. But anyway, can you believe that's them right there? I know, isn't that cool? All right. So don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Put these to the side for now. So since these are so fabulous on black, I thought we would stamp some dragonflies in Versamark. Add embossing powder, black embossing powder, and then paint them with some of these paints. Then I was thinking we could stamp the wings on some vellum and heat emboss it, and paint them and kind of see what that looks like. Because, I don't know. We're just going to try it and see. As far as the background, I haven't decided yet because, it can't be too busy because you want these to pop. And I don't know if I just want black or, just a color. I don't know yet. So let me stamp these out. I don't know if I want to do flowers or not, but let's stamp these out, heat emboss them with black, and let's see where we go from there. So we have some dragonflies embossed. The smaller one doesn't have as much open space as the larger one, but we'll see. And then I went ahead and embossed the wings on this vellum. Of course, it's heat resistant vellum. And so you see the chalkiness on there for the powder. Just wipe it off on your apron or an old rag and it just goes right away. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so I have a couple of paintbrushes. By no means am I an expert here, but I have I have a really fine one and a little chiseled edge one, pretty firm. And I went ahead with your watercolors. You want to spritz them ahead of time and let them soak a little bit, so they'll get ready to use. And then I have my little bit of water over here, and then I need a rag. I have a rag here. Let's see. Put my little rag right there. All right, I think I want to do, let's start with, decisions. Let's do the violet. We'll just start out with the lighter one because we can always go darker. Ooh, that's pretty. And then if, you know, if there's some that stays on the black embossing area, we just wipe it off. No biggie. Let's do a little more here. Oh, see how dark that is? I mean, you wouldn't think by just looking at that. All right, let's rinse that off. Wipe some of that off, and let's do a little bit of green, like purple and green. Do we have a green? Yes, we do. Needs to be a little wetter. I'm just playing, I'm just messing. So all you real painters out there, I know you're probably gasping, but it's okay. All right, and let's do about a little bit of pinkish something or another. Pink. Let's do a little bit of this. I should have got that, like I said, kind of soak that up a little bit. That's pretty. Kind of blend it a little bit. Needs to be a little more on the wet side. What do you think? Pretty cool. We could do the body. Let's go ahead and do that. Which, I mean, we have a body stamp and die that we can cut out. But let's just do the black. We'll just add a little iridescent something to it. Okay, well, I'm liking that. All right, let's try it on the vellum and see what happens. Let me squirt these a little bit more. And of course, they just, you know, you leave them out to dry and they'll just dry right up. I like that. Okay, let's try this. I think I'm going to try the small brush. Set that over there. Get that all wet. Okay. We'll go with the same colors on one and maybe we'll do something different on the other. So what do we do? Purple, violet. Of course, it's, you know, reacting with the, or it's not reacting. It's bubbling up on the embossing part. We may have to use the darker colors on that. Let's try. There we go. That shows up better. I don't even know. Can you paint on vellum? We're trying it, aren't we? Okay. So we're going to use the darker colors. So what did I use on the other one? Green. Just going to get some of this. It's a little different green, but it looks like it's going to stick. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of open space, but may have to go over it again. I don't know. We'll see. All right, and then what did I do? A pink. Don't have a pink. We'll just go for this. We'll just go for this color. Kind of a pink. Yeah, it looks like it's going to stick. This is, has more open space here. And I'm not making it really wet. I'm making it a little more dry. So maybe the color will be a little deeper. Blend it in a little bit. That's kind of cool. We'll see what it does when it dries. Okay. Let's try, because we're just playing. Okay. So what shall we use on this side? Blue, silver, gold. Let's try. Let's dip into this red. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's do some gold. I like me some gold. So is that yellow? This one's gold. I don't know. Is that one yellow? Yellow? Yeah, that's yellowish gold. I know I'm using all the proper lingo here. Talking about painting and art, the Frugal Crafter, I'm sure a lot of you know who I'm talking about. She is phenomenal. Love to listen to her. Learned a lot from her. Anyway, she does all kinds of, ooh, that's pretty. Oh, stuck my finger on that one, but that's okay. Ooh, I really like that one. That's pretty. Oh, you could just make all kinds of wings, couldn't you? Oh, I'm really liking that one. Okay. Let's go in on this other dragonfly, and let's do the red and gold like we did on the... Yes. Anyway, the Frugal Crafter. She does all kinds of painting, mixed media, you name it, she does it. And she knows her stuff, let me tell you. She is phenomenal, and she's just a joy to listen to. Anyway, you ought to check her out. Like I said, this isn't really wet. This is pretty dry because I want it really dark. Like I said, after this dries, then we can just wipe over the top of it. And if there's any on the embossed part, it'll just wipe right off. That's pretty. Then we want the gold and the yellow. I'm kind of mixing the gold and the yellow. I'm loving this. Anyway, talking about my little sign from heaven, I was running some errands getting ready for the big, band weekend. And I was going into, I think it was Michael's. And I was looking down at my keys, and so I could push the button to lock it as I was walking. And I looked down, and there was a dragonfly. And he was just sitting on the ground there. And I stopped for a minute and smiled, and then he took off. I thought that was really cool. I like it. I'm going to go back in with a little more of the red. See if I can't make it a little darker and blend it a little more. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's do black on the body. Or we could do a little bit of that, whatever this weird color is. We'll try that. Here. Let me do a little bit of this. I don't know what it is. Can you see this one right here? That's very cool looking. Oh my. That's cool. We'll do a little bit on this body. Just because we can. All right. Do we want to go ahead and paint the little ones? Might as well. Let's go in with some silver. See, there's not much open space at all. Just on the bottom there. A little bit there. But that's okay. Let's see. A little bit there. That gives it just a little hint. But we may just use the two big dragonflies. Let's do a little blue. You know, I could just sit and play. This is so much fun. That's a little boo-boo, but we're going to die cut them out. This would be really pretty with those flowers that are in there. We may have to do another card with just the flowers and then this ink. But oh, I love that. Okay. Let's let these dry for a minute. And then we'll die cut them out and see what we have. And I'll be thinking about a background. Like I said, I'm just going to leave these open so they'll dry and then I'll shut them up. So I'll be right back. All right. Lesson learned. So we have our dragonflies, our wings. We have some beautiful sunlight coming in right now, so that's what you see. So I was trying to figure all of this out. I cut out the skeleton butterfly, or dragonfly, and then this, and I thought maybe it went underneath, you know, so you could paint and then have that, but it doesn't match. I mean, you could make it work, but it doesn't match up. So, I don't know. Like I said, you can make it work. Kind of interesting. And then just the wings. This is actually where I cut an aperture out. And what I mean by that is I wanted to make sure I got it just right where it's supposed to go. So I took a piece of cardstock, put my die on there, cut it out, and I put a piece of tape on here where it would hinge, would open like a hinge. And then that way you can line up, you know, just where you want. This is, you know exactly where it's going to cut. Fold that over, then run it through the die cutting machine. Sorry, I can't talk. I've had the yawns, so that's why my voice is a little icky. So anyway, this is what came out of here, which you can use. I did the same thing with the big dragonfly. And then you just keep these. Just put this with your stuff so you don't have to do it again. Makes it kind of handy. But as far as lessons learned, I thought the background needed a little something. So I thought, okay, I'll just stamp it with Versamark, which is a clear ink, you know, and you can see, golly, that sun is, I have to get rid of that. Anyway, you could see where it was just, you know, in the background, really cool. Okay. I heat set it, waited a little while. I went over it with my anti-static powder, and then I stamped my sentiment and put embossing powder on it, and look, it still picked up the dragonflies. Is that not crazy? After heat setting and dusting it, picked it up just perfect. So can't do that. So what I did on this is I went ahead and stamped my sentiment. I heat embossed it, and then with ink, with a brown ink, brownish red ink, I went ahead and stamped the background. So go figure. All right. And then we have, I went ahead and picked out some colors. We have our card base. I liked the red. I like the brown. I love red and brown together. And I thought that'd be just enough to make this little jobber pop. So I'm excited about that. And interesting on this is just the wings. And you see what's left. Because I thought, you know, this would go on top because it's the extra set, whatever. But then you would see that little white, which, I mean, you can cover that up with a marker or whatever, no big deal. But since both of them are really pretty and you really can't tell that one's a vellum for sure, this can go on the bottom. And then we can make those go up and attach that. All right, well, let's just put this card together. Now that I learned a few things, I went ahead and put score tape on the back of these. What I do is take one side, bend the carrier down, line it up where I want it, and make sure everything's good. That's good enough. And then pull. So that's down, and you don't have to worry about it moving. Then you can remove the other side. Come on. And if you have a little bit that hangs over, just take and fold it over. No biggie. All right, make sure your card opens the right direction. Let's put a little tape on this. Oh, where's the score tape here? But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting that after all of that, that Versamark still picked up. Where's my little scissors? Yeah, the embossing powder still picked up the Versamark. I just think that's crazy. All right. Oh, well, we know now, don't we? That's some powerful stuff. Okay, burnish that down. Doing the same thing. Lift up a corner. And I'm on camera, so it's not going to work so easy. All right, fold that over. Line this up where you want it. Pretty close. We're going to make it. Okay. Pull. And the same thing over here. But I like that because it's just, you know, like I said, in the back, just a little something, something, but nothing. I even was going to try, well, I did try on a scratch piece of paper, this, what's it called? Versamark Dazzle, which gives it just a little bit of a shimmer, but it was too much. Found that interesting too. All right, so we can glue these together. But yeah, this is an interesting set because there's a lot you can do with the different, you can even offset those a little bit, with the different dies, because like I said, I thought these would go together, but they don't. I mean, you could make them, but it was just interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, and then where are we going to put this little guy? Put glue on his tail, and you can glue the wings down if you want them flat, which I think we will. But just a little bit, doesn't take much. And let's put him right here. Put those wings down. A little seepage there, which it's going to dry clear, so that's all right. All right, so kind of simple, but I had fun watercoloring. I just thought that was really super cool, especially with those colors, because look at that. And then it's kind of a simple card, but I like it. And then a little red peeking through. I was going to put some gold in there, you know, just a real thin gold around, but it was even too much. So I wanted this to be the star of the show, and I hope it is. So when a dragonfly appears, it's a visitor from heaven. Amen about that. All right. Well, thanks for hanging with me, and send somebody a card. Share your craftiness. Just put thinking of you and sign your name. That's all you got to do, because everybody loves to get happy mail. I know I do. Yay. I enjoy this immensely. So until next time, bye for now.